Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, or good morning, or good evening, depending on where you are logging in from. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this virtual event to celebrate World Soil Day 2020. My name is Thin, and I'm the Rome-based correspondent for the Thomson Reuters Foundation, and I'll be your moderator for this special event. Before we begin, I would like to remind everyone that we have simultaneous interpretation in Arabic, Chinese, English, French, Spanish, and Russian. Now, to find it, please go to the bottom of your Zoom window and look for the icon of a little globe next to the green share screen button. If you click on that globe, you can see the languages that are available. Now, if you would like to tweet about this event or share it on other social media, please do use hashtag World Soil Day and hashtag Soil Biodiversity. Thank you so much for spreading the important messages that we are addressing today. Now, the theme for this year's World Soil Day is Keep Soil Alive, Protect Soil Biodiversity. And this is the 7th year that we are gathering to celebrate World Soil Day as an international UN day. Now, every year, World Soil Day is being increasingly observed. Last year, we had more than 650 million people celebrated it. And the idea around this day is to amplify FAO's message about how crucial soil health is for a host of services that keep us alive and healthy. Of course, for ordinary people, soil might be interchangeable with dirt, and it is easy to overlook the value of something that is underneath our feet. But the truth is that soil is crucial for a lot of things. That includes poverty alleviation, biodiversity, ecosystem services, the water cycle, and of course, providing our growing population with safe and nutritious food. And I want to stress on that last point, the role soil plays in food production, because according to this year's SOFI report, the state of food security and nutrition in the world, about 690 million people, or 1 in 11, went without enough food to eat in 2019. Now, this report, which is one of FAO's flagship reports, also warned us that the COVID-19 pandemic could add yet another 132 million people to that number in 2020. We know that healthy, fertile soils boost productivity and they need less inputs. So if we want a population that is free from hunger and healthy, it is imperative that we look after our soils. And of course, soils also sequester carbon and play a key role in mitigating and adapting to climate change. So without much further ado, let me introduce you to the distinguished speakers who will be celebrating World Soil Day with us today. May I also request our speakers to switch on their videos if they have not done so already, and to keep your microphone mute when they're not speaking. Now we have Dr. Chu Dong-yu, the FAO Director General, Ms. Elizabeth Maruma Mrema, Executive Secretary of the Convention on Biological Diversity, His Excellency Viktor Vasilyev, Permanent Representative of the Russian Federation to the FAO. We have Mr. Luca Montanarella, Laureate of the Glinka World Soil Prize 2020. His Excellency Thanawat Thinsin, Permanent Representative of the Kingdom of Thailand to the FAO. Ms. Rosa Cuevas Corona from the FAO's Global Soil Partnership. Ms. Laura Bata Reyes Sanchez, President of the International Union of Soil Science. Mr. Konstantin Vietkin from FAO Global Soil Partnership. And last but definitely not the least, Mr. Eduardo Mansur, Director at the Office of Climate Change, Biodiversity and Environment. Now, it is my great honor to invite Dr. Chu Dong-yu, the DG for FAO, to open the celebration for World Soil Day 2020.
Thank you, moderator. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon from Rome. I'm pleased to be with you today to commemorate the 7th UN World Soil Day. And this year's theme, Keep Soil Alive, Protect Soil Biodiversity. This annual event, celebrated around the world, helps raising awareness of the importance of healthy soils. Soils are not only the foundation of the agri-food system, and while 95% of foods we eat is produced, but also their health and biodiversity are also central to our efforts to end the hunger and achieve the sustainable agri-food systems. It is a great pleasure to officially launch, together with the United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity, CBD, the State of the Knowledge of Soil Diversity report, a joint effort by the scientific community led by our Global Soil Partnership and the Intergovernmental Technical Panel on Soils, in cooperation with Global Soil Biodiversity Initiative and the European Commission. The report highlights the current state of the soil biodiversity, challenges and the solutions it can provide to today's global issues. The report calls attention to the fact that soil biodiversity is under threat. Many indicators point to the declines in soil health. Ecosystem services provided by soils are at a severe risk. It calls for urgent action to avoid the dramatic consequences on food security and nutrition, climate change, and ultimately sustainable development, preventing soil biodiversity loss, and fostering its sustainable management through instruments such as the volunteer guidelines for sustainable soil management must become a global priority. Our soils are also home to the some 25% of the world biodiversity, but we know only around one of these hinder and quiet universe. The report shows that particularly invertebrates and microorganisms have never been identified and described, but they are working for us every day and night. They are silent, dedicated heroes. Innovative advances include molecular sequencing technology and big data analytic tools can help to identify germplasm living in the soils. And there is a need to establish a global soil information system in line with the digital agricultural innovation in environmetrics. FAO intensifying its work on agricultural innovation, thereby supporting efforts to generate more evidence on how related best practice can contribute to transform our agri-food systems and sustainably manage our land. Ladies and gentlemen, the recommendations of the report will be discussed further at the Global Symposium on Soil Biodiversity in 2021. On this occasion, policymakers, farmers, food producers, scientists, and private sectors and other stakeholders will gather to define a plan of action to address soil biodiversity loss. We encourage you to be part of this discussion. We have been working with all our members, partners, to ensure that the issue of soils be rooted in the global agenda. Allow me to acknowledge particularly to our resource partners who are financially supporting the Global Soil Partnership. I wanted to express our gratitude to the Russia Federation for financially supporting the Glika World Soil Prize that will be delivered later today. And I thank the Kingdom of Thailand for funding the King Pombebo World Soil Day Award. This award aims to honor and encourage organizers of World Soil Day events. Today, we will also announce the winner of this award. I look forward to congratulate the winners of these awards. I wanted to salute our fruitful alliance with the CBD Secretary. We are committed to strengthening our engagement even further to keep soil alive by protecting soil biodiversity. As a Chinese proverb says, soil is the mother of all creatures on earth. Don't forget the mother when you are getting nourishment from. Let us show reverence to the nature and work closely, jointly together for better world by better production, better nutrition, a better environment, and better life. I thank you. Wish you all the best for this special day for our land of mother. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chu, for those inspiring remarks. Now, our next speaker, Ms. Elizabeth Maruma Mrema, Executive Secretary of the Convention on Biological Diversity, is unfortunately unable to join us today due to a prior commitment. However, she sent a video message. Can we have the video, please?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry that I cannot be there with you in person, but it is an honor to speak to you today at the celebrations for the World Soil Day and the launch of the report on the state of knowledge of soil biodiversity, status, challenges, and potentialities. Let me start by highlighting the long-standing history of collaboration between the Secretariat of the Convention on Biological Diversity and the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations. This report is a result of our strong relationship. It represents an extraordinary effort that involved over 300 scientists from around the world under the auspices of the FAO's Global Soil Partnership and its Intergovernmental Technical Panel on Soils, the Secretariat of the Convention on Biological Diversity, the Global Soil Biodiversity Initiative, and the European Commission. Although rarely acknowledged, soil biodiversity provides vital services and is essential to both human and ecosystems' health. All soil organisms, from microbes to earthworms, each play an important role in our ecosystems. Thanks to them, we have fertile soil, clean water, and productive ecosystems. However, soils and their organisms are under threat and need our urgent attention and help. Protecting and promoting soil biodiversity will help us attain our goal of living in harmony with nature. We urgently need to recognize that soil biodiversity is indispensable to food security and the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. Soil biodiversity underpins the productivity and resilience of agriculture, making production systems and livelihood more resilient to shock and stresses. As parties to the Convention on Biological Diversity discuss the post-2020 Global Biodiversity Framework to be agreed at the United Nations Biodiversity Conference next year in Kunming, China, we have an important opportunity to highlight the role of soil biodiversity in supporting ecosystems that are resilient and sustainable. At this conference, the Convention on Biological Diversity's draft Plan of Action 2020-2030 for the International Initiative for the Conservation and Sustainable Use of Soil Biodiversity will also be adopted. We very much hope that the Global Soil Partnership of the FAO will continue to lead and facilitate the implementation of this plan. Let me finish by recognizing again the extraordinary effort that was put into making this report a reality. It will guide our soil policy in years to come, and we are proud to have been a partner with FAO in this important achievement. Thank you.
We'd like to thank Ms. Mrema for her encouraging words. Now, the Russian Federation has been an important partner for FAO's work on soils, including its support for the Global Soil Partnership, the campaign for World Soil Day, and of course, its generous support to the Glinka World Soil Prize that will be awarded at this ceremony today. Therefore, I am especially pleased to introduce His Excellency Viktor Vasilyev, permanent representative of the Russian Federation to the FAO, to deliver today's keynote address. Your Excellency.
Спасибо большое, уважаемый генеральный директор ФАО господин Цуй Дунюй, уважаемая госпожа Елизавета Мрема, исполнительный секретарь Конвенции о биологическом разнообразии, уважаемые коллеги, дамы и господа. Благодарю за возможность обратиться к вам и всем участникам, по состоянию на сейчас их уже более 1500 человек, по случаю Всемирного дня почв, который в этом году проходит под девизом «Сохраним жизнь почв, защитим биоразнообразие почв». Известный английский философ, историк и политический деятель Фрэнсис Бэкон в свое время мудро отметил, и я цитирую: «Три вещи делают жизнь, делают нацию великой и благоденствующей: плодоносная почва, деятельная промышленность и легкое передвижение людей и товаров». Эта мысль актуальна и сегодня, особенно в условиях пандемии. Несмотря на предпринимаемые усилия, в последние годы ситуация с продовольственной безопасностью приобретает все более драматический характер. Согласно совместным оценкам ФАО, Всемирной продовольственной программы ООН, уже сейчас в мире более 135 миллионов человек регулярно испытывают острый голод, а вследствие пандемии коронавируса COVID-19 уже в следующем году этот показатель может превысить 270 миллионов человек. Не случайно Нобелевская премия мира в этом году была присуждена ВПП за вклад в борьбу с голодом в условиях конфликтов. Однако очевидно, что предоставление только гуманитарной продовольственной помощи проблему не решить. Требуется комплексный подход, в первую очередь на базе триады основных ресурсов – земельных, водных и лесных. Уважаемые коллеги, сельскохозяйственные земли занимают порядка 37% от общей площади суши. Это золотой фонд, который обеспечивает продовольствием человечества, поэтому забота об их состоянии и охране должны быть постоянной и всеобъемлющей. В связи с прогнозируемым ростом численности населения это становится еще и приоритетной задачей. Сельскохозяйственные системы и агроэкологические подходы, в которых большое внимание уделяется вопросам обогащения почвенного биоразнообразия, например, органическое земледелие, беспахотное земледелие, севообороты и ресурсосберегающее сельское хозяйство, могут обеспечивать устойчивое повышение продуктивности сельского хозяйства, не приводящее к деградации почв и водных ресурсов. Согласно экспертным оценкам ФАО, в настоящее время известно только 1% видов почвенных микроорганизмов по сравнению с 80% видами растений. При этом почвенные организмы выполняют жизненно важные функции в почвенной экосистеме, выступают в качестве главных участников круговорота питательных веществ, регулирования динамики органического вещества почвы, связывания углеродов в почве и выбросов парниковых газов, изменения физической структуры и водных режимов почвы. Отдельно подчеркну, что биоразнообразие почв вносит важный вклад и в обеспечение здоровья человека и животных. Почвенные микроорганизмы используются для разработки решений по борьбе с устойчивостью к противомикробным препаратам, вредителями болезней. Утрата биоразнообразия почв может ограничить наши возможности по разработке новых антибиотиков для борьбы с инфекционными заболеваниями. Таким образом, научно обоснованное и эффективное управление почвенной биотой обеспечивает общую основу для достижения не только второй цели устойчивого развития, ликвидации голода и всех форм неполноценного питания, но и ряд других целей устойчивого развития. Уважаемые коллеги, мы, безусловно, отмечаем активную роль ФАО в развитии системы сохранения биоразнообразия почв. Приветствуем продолжение прикладных исследований в данной области, а также нацеленность организации на развитие научного потенциала в интересах всех и оказание соответствующего технического содействия нуждающимся странам. Высоко оцениваем подготовленный ФАО в сотрудничестве с глобальным почвенным партнерством доклад о почвенном биоразнообразии и об изученности этого вопроса, включая текущее положение дел, проблемы и возможности. Этот доклад является результатом работы ученых-почвоведов и специалистов по биоразнообразию почвы и содержит самые передовые знания о почвенной биоте и ее экосистемных функциях и услугах. В России накоплен обширный опыт в области сохранения и управления почвенными ресурсами. С опорой на современную научно-исследовательскую базу у нас в стране реализуется государственная программа развития сельского хозяйства до 2021 года, которая, среди прочего, предусматривает увеличение земель в сельхозоборот, повышение их плодородия и рациональное использование. Одновременно важно, что проблемой состояния почв озабочено не только государство, но совершенствуются и формы государственного частного партнерства. Так, при финансовом участии российской компании «Фосагро» реализуется проект ФАО «Развитие устойчивого земледелия путем реализации глобальной программы развития почвоведения и создания глобальной сети почвенных лабораторий». Разработан и утвержден Международный кодекс поведения в области устойчивого использования удобрений, который позволит снизить антропогенную нагрузку на почву. Уважаемые коллеги, с учетом важности проблемы, Российская Федерация рада выступить партнером ФАО в вопросах изучения почв, обеспечения их устойчивого развития и использования. С 2012 года наша страна неизменно поддерживает работу глобального почвенного партнерства ФАО, а с 2016 года спонсирует вручение Всемирной почвенной премии имени известного русского ученого-почвоведа Константина Дмитриевича Глинки. Мы с удовлетворением отмечаем растущий интерес к премии со стороны представителей фундаментальной и прикладной науки, а также широкий охват и глубокую степень проработки вопросов почвоведения претендентами на ее получение. Благодарю за внимание. Спасибо.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your remarks. Now, as I've said before, the purpose of World Soil Day celebrations is to raise awareness on soils and increase visibility about the importance of healthy soil for the future of our planet. Since 2016, on 5th of December, the Glinka World Soil Prize has been honoring individuals or organizations contributing to the promotion of sustainable soil management. Now, I'd like to invite everyone to watch a short video about the winner of the Glinka World Soil Prize for this year. I would now like to invite the FAO Director General to deliver the Glinka World Soil Prize medal to the winner and say a few words.
Okay, thank you, Thing. It's my great pleasure to virtually deliver this medal to this year's winner of the 5th edition of the Glinka World Soil Prize, Mr. Lucas Montanarella.
Thank you
This
very
medal
much.
symbolizes FAO appreciation for your long international career in soil science and policy. You are the fundamental advocate on the crucial role of soils for agricultural, food security, climate change mitigation and adaptation, and human well-being. Congratulations, Mr.
Thank you very much.
Luca Montanarella. Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm so glad. That's the first medal I deliver so far. It's
Thank
heavy.
you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chu.
That's a Russia products or Thai products. It's so heavy. Oh, look. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. No,
Thank you very much.
it's for you, not for me. Yeah. Thank you for Russia.
Okay.
Thank you for Thai. Yeah?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chu. I'd now like to invite the permanent representative of the Russian Federation to offer the check to Mr. Montanarella. And again, let us reiterate from the FAO our gratitude for your continuous support.
Let me also join Director Chu and congratulate Dr. Luca Montanarella with the award. Unfortunately, this year, this award is a kind of a distant award. I will now show the check.
Oh, oh.
And I believe this is not a virtual check. It will be handed to you in hard currency. And of course, I believe that with this award, it's not only money, it's our contribution and our appreciation for your efforts for the food soil management. And I wish you all the very best in your future career. And of course, Russia was very delighted that you are the nominee for this award this year. All the very best, Mr. Montanarella, and I hope we will see each other, not virtually, but personally, and I will have a chance to shake hands with you. All the very best and congratulations.
I also hope so. Thanks a lot, really. I hope to meet you.
My friend Victor, we are now have more than 1,600 participants, much bigger than ever before. 1,600 participants for this celebration. So that's an advantage
Thank
of
you very much.
feature. Thank you. Thank you again. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you.
Thanks to all of you. It's a great honor.
Thank you to both the DG and Your Excellency. It is now my great pleasure to finally welcome the winner, Mr. Luca Montanarella, who will be presenting his key achievements and outstanding contribution to sustainable soil management.
Thank you very much. I hope you can see my slides that I'm sharing now.
Yes, we can.
And good to know. And so thanks again. Thanks a lot for this great honor. I consider this prize not only to my person, but I consider it also to the entire team and to the European Commission that has been the instrumental in allowing us as a team to deliver over the past years what you are honoring today. So thanks a lot for this recognition. And let me very quickly go through the highlights of what we have been doing over the past years, focusing, of course, on the theme of today's World Soil Day, which is dedicated to soil biodiversity. I could talk about many other aspects of soils that we have been dealing with, but given the short time frame, I would focus on our very long journey that towards protecting soil biodiversity and what we have tried to achieve this. I must admit that when we started in the early 90s, trying to bring together Europe in the theme of soils, we were not thinking of soil biodiversity at that time. We were thinking on how to share among European countries the knowledge we have and how to come to a common understanding of soils across European national borders. We should always remember soils don't change when you step between one country and the other. Soils distributions follow natural pedogenetic factors. And so it was a great achievement for us to unify Europe first from the soil perspective by creating a common understanding, a common classification, a common analysis of what is available concerning soil resources across the European continent, and of course focusing on the European Union, but very soon all European countries joined in our effort. And we published this first joint effort in 2001, not only as a global, as an European soil map of data and of properties, but also with a huge data set behind that is the backbone of our current European Soil Data Center and European Soil Information System. So starting from that, of course, we had a wealth of data that allows us to start communicating about soils, because you should not forget that at that time, 20, 30 years ago, soils was very much neglected and very little attention was given to soils. Something what we have had experiencing today in this World Soil Day with nearly 1,600 and more participants on a webinar like this would have never been imaginable at that time. We needed to raise awareness, and so we decided to launch a big initiative to raise awareness about the relevance of soils, not only in Europe, but globally. And the first tool that we thought was needed was something to explain soils to the general public, documenting what soils are and documenting the distribution of soils across European borders based on this database that we had developed. So in 2005, we published the first ever Soil Atlas of Europe. That was the beginning of a long series of atlases that then was even going beyond Europe. We compiled the Soil Atlas of Africa, the Soil Atlas of Latin America, and we are currently actually compiling together with FAO the Soil Atlas of Asia. So we are very proud of having initiated this series of atlases that is intended as a tool to communicate to the general public the relevance of soils. Now, this also was followed by some political moves from the side of the Commission by proposing also a policy related to soils in the EU. And this is the EU Soil Thematic Strategy that we presented just 1 year after publishing the Soil Atlas of Europe in 2006. I will not go into these details because this is very much the policy of the EU, but it's important to keep in mind that that policy was a breakthrough in recognizing that we don't need to protect soils, we need to protect soil functions. This recognition in a policy document that the object of our protection should be the soil function. So all these services that soils provide to all of us for our well-being, this is what needs to be protected because this is a common good. And one of those functions is to be one of the largest biodiversity pools on Earth. A very little known biodiversity pool, but a very important one because it delivers a lot of ecosystem functions and is the habitat of many, many species that are not even known, and it was already said. So this was the beginning of an increasing interest in soil biodiversity also in the policy arena. And this was also the recognition that we did not know much about European soil biodiversity, but I must say also global soil biodiversity. And starting from that recognition, we invested quite some work and quite some time in compiling the first ever Atlas of Soil Biodiversity in Europe. This was a deliverable from our side in occasion of the 2010 International Year of Biodiversity. And this was also a major breakthrough because for the first time, soil biodiversity was presented to CBD. We delivered this atlas in the COP of CBD at that time in Nagoya. And this was a quite important step to raise the awareness that there was something going on below our feet that we need to take care of. There is life below ground and needs to be protected. So following that, we initiated in 2011 in a meeting in Wageningen in the Netherlands a new global soil biodiversity initiative, which was not only joined by the European Commission, but also by our other major research institutions, because what we thought is that we need to have a better understanding of soil biodiversity. We don't know enough. Many of the soil biota are not even known from a classification point of view. There are many organisms that have never been isolated, and we risk to lose many, many species before they even have been identified due to the increasing pressures that soils are experiencing and that are affecting soil biodiversity. Following that initiative, so we started working globally, and working globally meant also repeating the success of the European Soil Biodiversity Atlas in a global Soil Biodiversity Atlas. That was a major step forward that we released in 2016, and that was and is still probably the most important reference concerning the global soil biodiversity resources, what is available, what is known about global soil biodiversity, and why it is important to be protected. Now, probably one of the most important recognitions of that work was that we finally had a rough map of a global distribution of soil biodiversity with some indexes allowing us to identify the areas that have highest soil biodiversity, and that should be probably mostly of interest to us for protection efforts and the global pressures on those areas. So there were these two maps that triggered quite some reaction, particularly the map of the potential threats to soil biodiversity. So there are areas that are heavily under pressure concerning what is life below ground, and we need to take care about that. So this was not only relevant, of course, globally, but in Europe, this triggered quite some activities. I will not go into the details of what we have been doing just at European scale, but it's important to recall that after all that, we decided to do much better and much more improved soil monitoring activities to have an understanding of soil properties and of soil biodiversity in Europe over time. And this is done through a monitoring system that is currently still ongoing, which is called Lucas Soils, which is based on point observations that then allow us to derive some indicators, for example, what you see here about the abundance or richness of earthworms across European countries. Now, coming to the end, to today's work, as you know, in the European Union, we are now very much committed towards a new vision, which is the European Green Deal. And it's very important that within this European Green Deal, we have areas of policy like climate change, like pollution, like ecosystem services, like industry and circular economy, and like assuring that we have healthy food for everybody that are very closely related to our work on soils. There is no way that you can get healthy food if you don't have healthy soils. There is no way that you have a circular economy if you don't recognize that the final receptor of many of our products will be soils. If you don't preserve soil biodiversity, you are not preserving biodiversity. And if you don't take care of pollution in soil, you will be not assuring healthy people that live on those soils. And finally, let's never forget that soils are a major carbon pool and need to be included in our climate protection strategies. Now, the main element in the Green Deal is, of course, that we are focusing on biodiversity. We just launched the EU Biodiversity Strategy 2030, and we are in the process of having a public consultation on our vision on the new EU soil thematic strategy that will be embedded into the biodiversity strategy. And I very much encourage you to follow that process that will start beginning next year and that will deliver a new policy framework called the EU soil thematic strategy. Finally, let me not forget that we continue to support FAO. We continue to work together because I think working together is the key to having success in understanding better what soil biodiversity is. And I think the new report that is going to be released today is a major new step forward in understanding soil biodiversity. And I think it has included now many new knowledge and insights that were not available at the time of our global soil biodiversity outline. So we are moving on in understanding more and more that we need to protect soil biodiversity for future generations. Finally, let me mention that we have a new vision for what we will do in the near future. And this is the recommendations from our mission board for soil health and food. You know that the Commission embraced a vision to develop mission thinking, and our mission on soil health delivered the vision on where we want to go. And we want to go in achieving by 2030 to have at least 75% of the soils of Europe in a healthy condition. This will allow us to have healthy food, healthy people, healthy nature, and a healthy climate. So this vision is what will guide us. And within that vision, we need also to continue measuring, monitoring, and having indicators that will measure success or failure. And so we have today, at the same time of this event, a big event launching the EU Soil Observatory. I will not go into details, but this is our future framework in order to provide the necessary knowledge and data to all of us to better understand what is going on European soils and beyond, together with FAO and the Global Soil Partnership. And we very hope that this will be a continuing fruitful collaboration. So thanks a lot again for the big honor given to me. But I would like to stress, nothing would have been possible of what I was just presenting without the collaboration and the contribution of the many, many people that is much too long here to list that have been helping me over the past 30 years in achieving what you are honoring with the medal today to my person. So thank you very much to all of you, and thanks particularly, of course, to the team of the Global Soil Partnership at FAO that has been so much supportive to all what we have done in the past years. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Montanarella, and congratulations again for your long service on working for soil conservation and sustainable soil management. I would now like to invite Her Excellency Alexandra Valkenburg, Ambassador and Permanent Representative of the European Union to the FAO, who has some congratulatory remarks for Mr. Montanarella.
Yes, thank you very much, and thank you for the opportunity to speak. And indeed, congratulations to Luca Montanarella on winning the Glinka World Soil Prize 2020. I know you had some great slides prepared, and I hope everybody can see them at a later stage, because I at least missed them now. For me, it's obviously a great pleasure that a colleague from the European Commission Joint Research Center wins this prize, and it underlines the importance we attach to the combination of research, science, and use that as a basis for policy development. As you already said, you're launching the EU Soil Observatory today. And all the work that you have done indeed feeds in to the European Green Deal, the biodiversity strategy, the soil health and food mission. And I think there the expression caring for soil is caring for life, I think is very befitting. And we have a very ambitious challenge to ensure that by 2030, 75% of EU soils are healthy for food, people, nature, and climate. And we really don't only work on this at level of the EU. We are strong supporters of the Global Soil Partnership led by FAO. And if I'm not mistaken, Luca, you are one of the founders of this partnership from the time that you worked at FAO, yes. Coming from the GRC. So I think that's good to mention today as well. As well as on the report of this year of State of Knowledge on soil biodiversity launched today. There again, this report under the auspices of the FAO's Global Soil Partnership is indeed with close collaboration from the European Commission. And yeah, we expect that the report makes a valuable contribution to raising awareness of the importance of soil biodiversity, and in the end also contributes to the goals that we set ourselves in the Sustainable Development Framework and all the multilateral environmental agreements. So once again, caring for soil, caring for life, congratulations, and congratulations to everybody on this World Soil Day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Now let's take a trip down memory lane back to 2014, when the first World Soil Day was officially observed. Now this was thanks to the leadership of the Kingdom of Thailand and within the framework of the Global Soil Partnership. Now the date of the celebration, December the 5th, coincides with the birthday of the late King of Thailand, His Excellency King Bhumibol Adulyadej, who, as we all know, was a humanitarian soil scientist who dedicated his life to sustainable soil conservation and management. Now, 6 years on, and World Soil Day has become an important UN observance. Now, last year, there were over 600 events and a wide range of celebrations. There were workshops, broadcasts, conferences, youth gatherings, farmers markets, soil fairs, roundtables, parades, and webinars. Now, before inviting His Excellency Thanawat Thiensin, Chair of the CFS and Permanent Representative of the Kingdom of Thailand to the FAO, to deliver his remarks, we would like to thank and convey our gratitude and appreciation for both the continuous support and leadership on soil over these years. Now, Your Excellency, the floor is yours.
สวัสดีครับ Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, wherever you are. His Excellency Director General, Mr. Chiu Dong-chu, Ms. Elizabeth Maruma Marina, Executive Secretaries of CBD, His Excellencies Viktor Vasilyev, Permanent Representative of the Russian Federation's distinguished panelists, Excellencies, soil scientists, ladies and gentlemen. First, I would like to convey our congratulations to Dr. Luca Montanarella, the winners of the Klinka World Soil Prize, which actually we really appreciate for your great support to the soil science, to the sustainable soil management that you provide your expertise to support people around the world. I'm very pleased to be here with you to celebrate the World Soil Day 2020 today. I also would like to take this opportunity to thank the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO, and the Global Soil Partnership, GSP, the Russian Federations, and also other countries for their continued support and engagement in organizing World Soil Day celebrations around the world. As Director General mentioned earlier, we have seen over 1,700 participants attending these virtual World Soil Day celebrations today. This is an advantage of the virtual technologies that we can spread the information about the importance of soil to people around the world, because the soil is the heart of agriculture, a heart of food system. And also, as Ms. Tinley Wind mentioned earlier, last year, over 600 World Soil Day celebration events around the world were registered to the Secretariat, which actually these World Soil Day events also help us to spread more information to many more people to ensure that the issues of soil is on our national and global agenda. This year, the celebration of the World Soil Day focused on soil biodiversity and the need to protect soil biodiversity to keep soil alive. As all of you know that when we see soil, when we step on our soil, we as a normal people, we say this is usual because we step on our land, on our soil every day. But beneath the soil, they have a lot of biodiversities that will help us to have food for ourselves. As every farmer knows, we all dependent on soils. Our life depends on soil. Our waters and our food also depends on soils. Soil is our life support system. Why we are now talking about the transformation of Sustainable Food System and the UN Food System Summit 2021, we also need to discuss the sustainable soil management as part of the Food System Summit dialogues at the country level, at the global level. The scientists teach us that the whole life cycle on Earth, for example, the water cycle, the oxygen cycle, the carbon cycle, the nutrient cycle, and others, depends on soil. This is why we need to say we depend on healthy soils. Only healthy soils can support the ecosystem functions that we need for life on Earth. We are all aware that health and resilience depend on biodiversity, whether we talk about plants, animals, humans, waters, and soil. Therefore, I would like to share with you today with two key messages. First, we must protect our soils if we want to protect ourselves. Second, we must to protect the health of soils by protecting its biodiversity. And I think in the current pandemic of the COVID-19, we are all very much aware how precious and fragile health is, and how important and urgent it is to engage in protecting it, starting from soil. Actually, today, I'm speaking with you from the state quarantine in Bangkok, Thailand. That's why my usual background with bookshelves is gone, because today I'm at the state quarantine because of the COVID-19. And that's why when we're talking about the pandemic, we need to adapt ourselves, and also to make sure that we know that soil are in danger. Soil degradation, soil erosions are increasing everywhere. We have seen everywhere. How can we revert this trend? We need your action. We need your support. And we should all engage in soil conservation, soil remediation, and sustainable soil management to conserve soil health, eventually starting from our own backyard garden and also on our own land. Ladies and gentlemen, in my capacity as the chairperson of the Committee on World Food Security CFS, please allow me to recall the work related to soils, biodiversity, and health carried out by the Committee on World Food Security CFS, such as the policy recommendation on agroecological and other innovative approaches still under negotiation. We're expecting that this policy recommendation will be finalized and also submitted to the CFS plenary next year, which aim to promote best practices for sustainable soil management to improve sustainable food system and agricultural productivities and strive toward food security and nutrition for all. And another work of the CFS, report number 14 of the CFS High-Level Panel of Experts HLPE, dedicated to agroecological and other innovative approaches, which identifies soil health as one of the 13 agroecological principles. In fact, diversity is also one of the 10 elements of agroecology identified by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO. By planning, managing diversities, agroecological approaches enhance the provisioning of ecosystem services, including soil health. Being a Thai national, allow me to recall that World Soil Day is celebrated on the 5th of December to honor to His Majesty, the late King Bhumibol Adulyadej of Thailand, whose official birthday was on 5th of December. His dedication to soil improvement and also sustainable soil management and other agricultures, is worldwide renowned, and in recognition of his outstanding work and engagement, he was awarded in 2012 the Humanitarian Soil Scientist Medal by the International Union of Soil Scientists. To follow the legacy of the late King Bhumibol, the government of Thailand is engaged at all levels to promote awareness on the importance of soils and to preserve healthy soils and restore degraded soils. Several soil health centers has been established across the countries, and we are working to establish the Center of Excellence on Soil Research in Asia, so-called CESRA. The success of the Thai Experience on Soil Doctor program has been also upscaled in collaboration with FAO and other partners to become the Global Soil Doctor program as a farmers-to-farmer training program and knowledge sharing to improve soil management practices and ultimately increase agricultural productivities. Ladies and gentlemen, in Thailand, tomorrow is 5th of December, is indeed a very important national holiday during which we celebrate three festivities. We celebrate the late king as the father of nation. We also celebrate Father Days and World Soil Day as well. I wish you all very happy World Soil Day. Let's work together to keep soil alive and protect soil biodiversity. Let's work together to build forward better and to protect the health of our soil, because there is no life without healthy soils. Let's also congratulate the winner of Klinka World Soil Prize and the winner of the King Bhumibol World Soil Day Award 2020. Last, let us work together to build better for soil health, sustainable soil management, for better food securities and nutrition for all. Thank you very much. Sawadee krap.
Kapumanaka, Your Excellency, and we wish that you will also pass your quarantine quickly, safely, and in good health. Now we have a short video announcing the winner of this year's King Bhumibol World Soil Day Award. Congratulations to the winners. The award ceremony will be held in January 2021 in Bangkok, Thailand. The Princess Mahachakri Siridon will be presenting ICAR with the prize for the outstanding celebrations they organized last year in India. Now, I am pleased to present a short animated film for the general public that highlights the main drivers, the key functions, and challenges of soil biodiversity loss. Now, this animation is part of a communication kit on soil biodiversity. It is available and downloadable in many languages from the World Soil Day website. It is now time for the launch of the report, State of Knowledge of Soil Biodiversity, Status, Challenges and Potentialities, that you've heard many of our speakers refer to earlier in this event. I would now like to invite Ms. Rosa Cuevas Corona from the Global Soil Partnership to present key messages from the report.
¿Qué tal? Muy buenos días, muy buenas tardes, muy buenas noches, damas y caballeros, excelencias. Para mí es un placer y un gusto presentar el estado del conocimiento de la biodiversidad del suelo, cuáles son los estatus, las potencialidades, los retos en el lanzamiento de este reporte tan importante, que es producto de un proceso participativo e inclusivo de más de 300 científicos de todas las regiones del mundo, con las colaboraciones que ya han mencionado previamente. Sabemos que un suelo saludable es capaz de proveer servicios ecosistémicos esenciales, los cuales no serían realizables sin la presencia de la biodiversidad del suelo de manera directa o indirecta. Y bueno, ¿qué es biodiversidad? Pues bueno, es la variedad de vida bajo la superficie, desde los genes y las especies hasta las comunidades que forman, así como los complejos ecológicos a los cuales contribuyen y pertenecen, desde los microhábitats hasta los paisajes, considerando microbios o microorganismos y la micro, meso, macro y megafauna. Este simplemente es una aportación visual de los grupos que acabo de mencionar con el fin de que aprecien la belleza oculta bajo nuestros pies que muchas veces no tenemos oportunidad de ver. ¿Qué conocemos acerca de la biodiversidad? Bueno, si tomamos una muestra representativa de suelo en una cucharita de té, podríamos ver con nuestros ojos microscópicos miles de millones de células bacterianas, podríamos ver también cientos de hifas de hongos, podríamos ver miles de taxas diferentes. Y bueno, esta diversidad está dada por la intrínseca variabilidad espacio-temporal del suelo, donde podemos encontrar diferentes nichos, topografías a diferentes escalas que van desde los micrómetros hasta los metros, lo cual permite que la biodiversidad se realice a través de las distintas cadenas tróficas y en las distintas escalas. También sabemos que más del 40% de los organismos vivos en los ecosistemas terrestres están asociados durante su ciclo de vida directamente con los suelos y que estas comunidades terrestres son las más diversas. También sabemos que una cuarta parte de la biodiversidad del planeta está representada por estos organismos del suelo, pero que solo conocemos 1%, como ya se mencionó. También sabemos que la biodiversidad del suelo soporta la diversidad por arriba del suelo o la diversidad aérea, como muestra esta imagen. Las flechas señalan la transferencia de materia y energía, termodinámicamente hablando, porque finalmente un sistema abierto transfiere y transforma materia y energía, no es que esté aislado, y por lo tanto las acciones que se realicen en el suelo van a repercutir arriba del suelo. Por ejemplo, relaciones mutualistas de bacterias fijadoras de nitrógeno o de micorrizas van a proporcionar a las plantas una mejor calidad foliar y por tanto la herbivoría va a ser mayor en este sentido tal vez, o excretas de animales van a incorporarse al suelo y van a contribuir a las diferentes redes tróficas y a los ciclos biogeoquímicos como son los del carbono y los del nitrógeno. Finalmente, quiero decir que la biodiversidad del suelo no está aislada, sino que es igual de importante que la superficial. Pasando al aspecto antropogénico, podemos decir que en la producción agrícola una biotecnología limpia de inoculación con cepas microbianas a ciertos cultivos nos pueden dar mayores rendimientos con menores emisiones de óxido nitroso y también menor lixiviación y por tanto contaminación con nitratos. Finalmente, para el caso del biocontrol, pues bueno, podemos hacer uso de la biotecnología para insertar genes bacterianos a los tejidos de las plantas y así darles o inferirles características que no tenían y combatir con la generación de toxinas ciertos organismos que quisieran fagocitarlas como orugas. En el caso de la bioremediación, también los organismos del suelo son muy importantes a acciones humanas, como por ejemplo la contaminación por hidrocarburos y bueno, ellas pueden resarcir nuestros defectos, inmovilizando los contaminantes objetivo mediante bacterias autóctonas o alóctonas. En el caso de la rehabilitación, por ejemplo, por actividades mineras que son de cielo abierto y que son súper devastadoras, pues bueno, es importante el hecho de poder crear condiciones favorables a través de tecnosoles, así como acelerar la sucesión ecológica con plantas pioneras y, por supuesto, incluir la biodiversidad del suelo para acelerar los procesos de rehabilitación. En el caso de la salud, bien sabemos que la esperanza de vida ha aumentado considerablemente debido a que hemos podido aislar ciertos compuestos de los microorganismos como la penicilina o como la bleomicina, que es capaz de replegar el crecimiento de las células cancerígenas. El arte no se queda atrás en este aspecto. Esta simplemente es una combinación de la ciencia y del arte donde la belleza natural inspira. Pasando a un aspecto un poco más ríspido, podemos ver que nuestras actividades o las actividades antropogénicas están impactando el medio ambiente y por ende a la biodiversidad. Y bueno, el costo de la inacción de todas estas actividades que podemos ver va alrededor de los 50.000 millones de euros y se exacerbará al 2050 si no tomamos acciones. Se han identificado 12 amenazas a la biodiversidad del suelo. No voy a explicar a detalle por cuestiones de tiempo, pero se relacionan a la deforestación, acidificación, salinización, intensificación agrícola, a la contaminación, compactación, urbanización, sellado de la superficie, pérdida de materia orgánica, etcétera. Cada una de estas amenazas tiene efectos particulares en la biodiversidad, pero lo que podemos decir de manera general es que todas estas amenazas van a afectar el hábitat de la biodiversidad, si no es que se puede perder su hábitat, van a descomplejizar las cadenas tróficas, lo cual las van a dejar más sencillas y más vulnerables. Podemos llegar a extinciones, podemos llegar a modificar las relaciones estequiométricas de los elementos y por tanto la adquisición de nutrientes por parte de los organismos. Y bueno, la recuperación de estas, si llega a existir, va a tomar más de décadas llegar a hacerlo. ¿Cuáles son entonces nuestros retos y nuestros vacíos? Bueno, que la información respecto a la biodiversidad, pues es carente a todos los niveles y donde existe es en los países desarrollados, que se incluye en los sistemas de información. También necesitamos protocolos armonizados para poder medir la biodiversidad de manera estandarizada. Necesitamos también que fortalecer todos los grupos, los datos e información relativos a todos los grupos, es decir, desde los microbios a la macrofauna. Necesitamos también generar capacidades para poder implementar nuevas tecnologías como, por ejemplo, la metagenómica o de alta generación. Podemos también fortalecer la investigación del microbioma, ya que está en una etapa experimental. También hay una necesidad de invertir en las enfermedades transmitidas por los suelos y que afectan la agricultura y la salud humana. Y bueno, también es importante escalar la bioremediación para poder combatir la contaminación. ¿Cuáles son entonces las potencialidades? Realmente son las que expliqué durante la presentación, son con base en la seguridad alimentaria y la inocuidad de los alimentos a través de, por ejemplo, biofertilizantes o el biocontrol que ya expliqué a través de las control de plagas, la remediación ambiental también ya explicada, no solo con el uso de microorganismos, pero también de plantas y de lombrices de tierra por medio de la fitorremediación y la vermirremediación, la mitigación del cambio climático a través de incrementar los stocks de carbono a través de buenas prácticas, soluciones basadas en la naturaleza, como utilizando la fauna como principal agente de restauración ecológica, y bueno, cuestiones de nutrición y salud que tienen que ver con vacunas, fármacos, etcétera. Finalmente, entonces, ¿cuál es nuestro way forward o nuestros pasos a seguir? Tendría que ser poder abogar por la inclusión de la biodiversidad de suelo en las agendas ambientales, pero en especial en la post-2020 de biodiversidad y en la que vendrá del diseño de las Naciones Unidas para la Restauración Ecológica, también el desarrollo de protocolos estandarizados para poder medir la biodiversidad a diferentes escalas y también establecer sistemas de información y monitoreo que consideren la biodiversidad del suelo como un indicador clave para la salud del suelo, mejorar el conocimiento del microbioma, pero incluyendo la parte tradicional, el conocimiento tradicional, poder fortalecer el conocimiento de los diferentes grupos, desde los microorganismos hasta la megafauna, porque hay vacíos, establecer el Observatorio Global de Biodiversidad y finalmente implementar una iniciativa internacional del manejo sostenible de los suelos. Y bueno, finalmente nos quedamos con estos pequeños mensajes que son acciones que podemos hacer como sociedad civil, que son pequeñas pero que pueden tener grandes repercusiones, y simplemente mencionarles que todos los esfuerzos que podamos hacer son importantes, ya que tomó alrededor de 3.500 millones de años de evolución y especiación y especialización, llegar al punto donde estamos como vida en el planeta. Y bueno, pues el hecho de perder una especie, de extinguirla, pues rompe con todo este trabajo que es bastante amplio. Les agradezco mucho su atención y que tengan un excelente Día Mundial del Suelo. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias, Ms. Cuevas, and also to the GSP Secretariat, who has worked diligently in preparing a holistic document that provides useful and up-to-date information on soil biodiversity. And of course, like many have said, this was done together with over 300 scientists. We see that a lot of the attendees to the event are asking for the presentations. They will be made available on the website, and the organizers also said they will be sent to all participants on Monday. Now it is my great pleasure to welcome Ms. Laura Bata-Reyes-Sanchez, President of the International Union of Soil Science, who will be talking about how they work actively on the ground with the future generation. Ms. Reyes?
Su Excelencia, Dr. Ku Dongyu, Señora Elizabeth Maruma, señores representantes de la Federación Rusa y del Reino de Tailandia, ganadores de los Premios Mundial de Suelos Glinka y Bhumibol, damas y caballeros. Muy buenos días desde México. Hoy es un gran día para todos nosotros, los que amamos el recurso suelo y luchamos por su preservación, porque podemos vivir sin comer quizás algunas semanas, sin beber agua durante unos pocos días, pero sin respirar oxígeno solo unos cuantos minutos. Y todo ello depende de la existencia del suelo fértil en la tierra. Sin embargo, todo esto no está claro para la ciudadanía y los gobiernos tampoco. Y por eso nosotros tenemos una misión. Congruentemente con esa misión, la década internacional del suelo de la International Union of Soil Science trabaja sobre dos grandes prioridades: que la degradación del suelo como el desafío más insidioso y subestimado del siglo XXI sea derrotada, y por ello que para lograrlo el foco principal de nuestras actividades se ha dirigido hacia los niños y jóvenes en edad escolar, porque son ellos los futuros adultos de este mundo. Este año, en el marco del Día Mundial del Suelo, la Alianza Mundial por el Suelo de la FAO y el proyecto educativo La USS va a la escuela iniciaron una acción educativa conjunta, lanzando el concurso de libros científicos para niños sobre la biodiversidad del suelo con el tema Mantener vivo el suelo, proteger la biodiversidad del suelo. Y desde la Alianza Mundial por el Suelo y la USS va a la escuela, estamos muy contentos con la increíble respuesta de la comunidad de ciencias del suelo a través de sus sociedades, instituciones y organizaciones nacionales. Porque recibimos más de 100 libros de 60 países diferentes para el concurso. Y esta gran respuesta muestra tanto que la comunidad científica comprende perfectamente que educar a los niños y jóvenes es el camino correcto a seguir, si queremos que aquellos que en 10, 15 y 20 años dirigirán el mundo actúen protegiendo el suelo como un bien común para el bienestar humano. Igualmente deja claro que los científicos de las ciencias del suelo están dispuestos a comprometerse con esta tarea educativa y de sensibilización. La decisión sobre quiénes son los ganadores de este concurso fue muy difícil para los evaluadores y quiero por ello felicitar a todos los participantes del mismo porque sus aportes fueron de calidad, innovadores, creativos y muy comprometidos con el tema. Nos complace mucho anunciar a los ganadores de nuestro concurso. Gia Hammer, de los Estados Unidos, y Sharada Kitts, de la Alianza Mundial por el Mejoramiento de la Nutrición del Reino Unido, son las ganadoras del primer lugar con su trabajo La ciencia y el espectáculo de la vida en el suelo de Roly Poly. Kathleen Lutz y Benjamin Eller, de Agriculture and Agri-Food Canadá, son los ganadores del segundo premio con el libro Biodiversidad del suelo, ¿qué es más importante? Claudio Lucas Capeche, Julia Franco Succi, Milena Pessoa Pagliacci, Fabricio de Martino, Alexandre Abrantes Cota de Melo, Antonio Augusto Bianchi, Maya Stucci, Tedjini Kelita, Carlos Andrade, todos ellos de Embrapa Solos, Brasil, son los ganadores del tercer lugar con el libro El hogar de la vida. Soy un suelo vivo. Muchas felicidades para todos los ganadores. Ahora voy a mostrarles cuáles fueron los 30 libros finalistas. Yo estoy convencida de que es tan importante hablar y escribir como científicos para nuestros pares, como hablar y escribir para los futuros ciudadanos del mundo, si es que queremos lograr que la preservación del recurso suelo sea parte de la agenda mundial. Por ello, el proyecto educativo, la USS va a la escuela y la Alianza Mundial por el Suelo de la FAO tienen la firme determinación de impulsar la ciencia del suelo para educar y concientizar a los niños y jóvenes en edad escolar. Y queremos invitarlos a participar con nosotros de las próximas acciones como una responsabilidad compartida y una tarea prioritaria para toda la comunidad de la ciencia del suelo. Y por ello, dada la respuesta tan positiva de la comunidad científica, nos complace anunciar que como parte de la celebración del Día Mundial del Suelo 2020, los libros de los 10 primeros lugares serán compilados en un único libro para niños sobre la biodiversidad del suelo, que será editado y publicado por la Alianza Mundial del Suelo y la USS. Celebrando el Día Mundial del Suelo, el proyecto La USS va a la escuela, como un obsequio para todos los niños alrededor del mundo, ha puesto en línea a partir de hoy un espacio virtual a través del cual les invitamos a cuidar los suelos de sus naciones, pero también a enseñar a sus padres y a sus maestros a hacerlo junto con ellos. Los invito a explorarlo junto con sus hijos. Y porque juntos somos más fuertes, compartiremos actividades y materiales educativos con la Alianza Mundial por el Suelo. Porque juntos somos más fuertes, termino invitándolos a trabajar con nosotros y a luchar por preservar los suelos del mundo. Muchas gracias por su atención.
Muchas gracias, Ms. Reyes. And it was lovely to see all the creativity from the children and the booklets. And I'm sure lots of people are looking forward to seeing them, you know, at close quarters. Just to reiterate that all the presentations that you're seeing at this event, including Ms. Reyes just now, as well as Ms. Cuevas, will be available on the World Soil Day website by tonight. Now we are going to have a short interactive quiz to test your knowledge on soil and soil biodiversity. If you've been listening very closely to all the presentations today, you would probably get all the questions correct, but let's see how much we know about the soil. Can we get the first question, please? Right, so soils are home to more than what percentage of our planet's biodiversity? Is it A, 25%? Is it 50% or 85%? Please select your answer now. And if everybody has selected the answers, can we take a look at the results? Okay, so wow, so more than half of you think soils are home to more than 85% of our planet's biodiversity. Now, soil contain arguably the most diverse terrestrial communities on the planet. However, it is home to more than 25% of the global biological diversity. So the correct answer is the first one, 25%. Can we now have the second question? Now, the next question looks at soil biodiversity. Now, is it a nature-based solution for food security and nutrition, climate change mitigation and adaptation, human health and well-being, remediation of contaminated soils, or is it all of the above? Please submit your answers now. You just need to touch the screen. And if the results are ready, can we have a look? Right, now this one, everybody got it correctly. 92% of you said that it is all of the above, and that is the correct answer. With an enabling environment, soil biodiversity could actually provide a real nature-based solution to most of the problems that humanity is facing today. Let's now go to the next question. We are sticking to the soil biodiversity theme. What percentage of soil biodiversity do we know? Is it 1%, 20%, or 50%? One 20%, or 50%? Now, will we get this right or not? Can we see the results if they are ready? Aha, yes, it is 1%. So most of you got it right. That's the correct answer. Yes, 1% is only a minuscule amount of soil biodiversity that we know. And yet we have already identified and classified hundreds of thousands of organisms, and each of them providing a key function to the ecosystem. We only have, I think, 2 more questions. Let's look at the next one. Early exposure to a diverse collection of soil microorganisms could help to prevent what? Is it allergy, asthma, autoimmune diseases and depression, cancer, or obesity? And let's see what you answered once we get the results. Right, that is the correct answer. That's the first answer, is the correct answer. Research is actually suggesting that early exposure to a diverse collection of soil microorganisms might actually help to prevent chronic inflammatory disease that includes allergy, asthma, autoimmune disease, and depression. Okay, we now have the last question. Let's look at what that is. The last question, soil biodiversity is central to agro-food systems as it supports what? Does it support improved crop productivity? Does it support food safety? Or does it support an alternative source of fertilizer for nitrogen fixation? Or is it all of the above? Please select your answer and click submit. Right, we've got the answer right again this time, 94%. That's almost everybody answered the correct answer, which is D. The role of soil organisms in agriculture has many beneficial effects, and that goes beyond just plant nutrition. They enhance soil fertility and environmental sustainability, which includes, of course, reducing the dependency on synthetic nitrogen fertilizer and consequently lowering the greenhouse gas emissions that are associated with producing these nitrogen fertilizers. And that is the end of our interactive quiz. I hope that was fun and interesting to many of you, and that you learn hopefully something a bit more about soil and soil biodiversity. Now I would like to invite Mr. Konstantin Vietkin, who is from the FAO Global Soil Partnership, who would be launching the Armenian Soil Information System.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let me present today the Armenian Soil Information System. It is developed by FAO Global Soil Partnership in collaboration with the Ministry of Economy of Republic of Armenia. For its development, we engaged leading Armenian institutions, Center of Agricultural Services, Institute of Soil Science of the Armenian National Agrarian University, Institute of the Geological Sciences, and thanks to the financial support of the Russian Federation, we are launching now the Armenian Soil Information System, ARMSYS. We started virtually from scratch, with very little digital data available on soils in the country. Together with the Center of Agricultural Services, we digitized the data on the Agricultural Soil Monitoring Network. Thanks to the Armenian National Agrarian University, we obtained legacy soil maps and profiles. Then, the capacity building in digital soil mapping allowed Center of Agricultural Services to use a programming framework to transform the field monitoring data into updatable maps of soil properties for the whole country. Now all this data is available online. So let us just click on ARMSYS and explore. Here we have a detailed map of soils of Armenia. If we click on this map, we can see the full description of soils available in 2 languages. We can also display soil profile data. And when we click on it, we get the information on every soil horizon with the measured soil properties in it. Using this system, we can monitor the soil organic carbon stocks in the country at the national level. Also, we can identify areas prone to soil degradation. For example, here we can see that salinization areas are highlighted in yellow and red. The system also provides nationwide estimation of such important agricultural soil properties as nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, soil pH, cation exchange capacity, and organic matter. But most importantly, with this system, we can zoom in to any parcel on the land. And when we click on it, we get all the information. The predicted soil property, organic matter, in this particular spot. And we can choose actually all the soil properties we want. And with one click, we get all the information on our parcel with phosphorus, organic matter, cation exchange capacity, nitrogen, pH, and potassium. Furthermore, for those who are using their own geographic information systems, ARMSYS data can be very easily connected to it and displayed so that you can get all the information on soils through your own application. And this interoperability allows ARMSYS to be connected to GLOSYS, a global soil information system that is being developed by FAO-GSP, Israel World Soil Information, and the International Network of Soil Information Institutions. Now ARMSYS is ready to connect to the network and to support decision-making for sustainable soil management at national and international level. For this, I would like to thank all the members of ARMSYS core team who have been and still are continuously working on making this system a reality. Thank you very much and happy World Soil Day.
Thank you, Mr. Vietkin. We all know that soil information is crucial for evidence-based decision-making, so this is a great step. And of course, this system was established with the financial support from the Russian Federation. And now we have a performance from 2 very talented Italian artists, Marta Del Grandi and Cecilia Valagusa from the Forsic project. It is inspired by nature and the animal world. Let's enjoy the performance.
Do you feel it? It could be tomorrow. The air is changing with the sunbeams. These summer days will be over soon. I gotta soak it all in and photograph it all in my head. In my head, in my head. A cycle ends and new one's beginning. Flowers droop and lean on each other. Mystery of all things and beyond. A universe that I can barely describe in words lives under my feet. Underneath, underneath. It's alright to feel overwhelmed by the greatness of it all. A million alien eyes are blinking at the bottom of the earth. The smallest and the biggest living things breathe and rumble through the tunnels underneath. It's alright to feel overwhelmed by the greatness of it all. A million alien eyes are blinking at the bottom of the earth. The smallest and the biggest living things breathe and rumble through the tunnels underneath. A hidden world that holds the keys to the mystery of all things. Molecules of oxygen in these roots, this labyrinth. Just thinking of the power of each one. See, I lose myself completely underneath, underneath.
We'd like to thank Marta and Cecilia for this beautiful performance. We are now nearing the end of the celebrations, and I'd like to invite Mr. Eduardo Mansur, who is the Director of the Office of Climate Change, Biodiversity and Environment, for his closing remarks.
Thank you very much, Tinley. 1,300 participants are still with us. We had 1,600 at a certain point. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are so excited and happy with this celebration like I am. Ambassador from Thailand, I wish our celebration could also participate in the award because I think it was rich. We can't, of course, because it would not be correct, but it was a wonderful celebration. I think the World Soil Day, which is celebrated on the 5th of December, as a UN official observance, is a day of celebration. And today we had the example here where we celebrate with our partners, with our key partners, like the European Commission, the Kingdom of Thailand, the Russian Federation that honored us with their presences and the awards, with science, with scientists like our dear Dr. Montanarella, who got the Glinka Prize, with JRC as a research institution that we link a lot, and Luca is fundamental for that, and we all very excited with his prize, with the International Union of Soil Scientists, and the presence of the president here is another example of partnerships. These are examples, they are not the only ones. They're examples of a large number of institutions that we partner with, including, of course, ICAR, the Indian Council for Agricultural Research, that we have to congratulate for the wonderful celebration. The celebration is the landmark, but it's the work of a lot that happened before. So, but most important for me today, most heart-touching, amongst all the presentations, also the participation of the young professionals, the FAO youth professionals presenting the linking between science, thanks to Rosa and to Kostias for the great presentations, a large number of requests from what you have done. Great job to show that soil science is not something of the past, it's something of the future. And for particularly the colleagues of the CBD, the Convention on Biodiversity, when we were in India at the last COP, David Cooper, the Deputy Secretary, and I said, we know so much about species, we know so much about ecosystems, we don't know much about the little bugs, we don't know much about the microbiodiversity. David, they did it. Let me see if I can show you the state of knowledge on soil biodiversity is a reality. The document is ready, the document has been launched. It's not everything we know. How much do we know about it? 1%? Yes, there is a lot to learn, but the starting point is here. The compilation is here, and I would like to congratulate everyone for the tremendous effort for doing this. From now to the CBD COP in Kunming late next year, we have a good basis, and in between we have the symposium on soil biodiversity in February. Unfortunately, it is under our new reality. It's going to be a virtual symposium, but you see that there are advantages of joining people from all over the world at the same time. So please make sure that you continue this saga with us on this work on soil biodiversity. Every year we pick one threat to soil health to discuss, to go deeper on it. And this is the year of soil biodiversity, soil salinity coming next. I think I would like just to close thanking everyone, especially the organization team of the London Water Division of FAO and the Global Soil Partnership. There is a number of colleagues behind this event, and particular thanks to you, Thing Lei Win, for a wonderful facilitation. On behalf of my colleagues in FAO and all the participants here, we are open to continue the dialogue, and I'm very honored to be invited to produce these closing remarks. Thank you very much for everyone.
Thank you very much, Eduardo. I would like to ask our DG, Dr. Chu, and Mr. David Cooper from CBD for final words just before we end this event.
Okay, I'm so pleased to participate in this special event. As I said, soil is not like others. Without soil, without solid place, you stand. So soil is our solid standard. Without the solid standard, without anything, agri-food systems and others, and house living everywhere. So I think let's respect the soil, protect soil, and beyond all those in the soil, which we didn't know. Just 1% you said. Even 1% you're not well documented. I know, I'm a biologist. The genome secrets, there are so many gem plus biodiversity in the soil. We need to unlock their genetic potential for our future, generations to come. Thank you for your contribution from Russia friend, Thailand friend, others. And let's work together for our future generation. Protect the soil, has life on the soil. Thank you.
Thank you very much, DG. Do we have Mr. David Cooper from the CBD, Convention on Biological Protection of Biological Diversity?
Yes, thank you, Thane, and thank you very much, Dr. Chu and Excellencies. And Eduardo, I very much share your excitement about the launch of this report. We've been working together very closely, as Elizabeth Marema said at the opening, between the Convention on Biological Diversity, FAO, and partners all around the world. Congratulations also to the prize winners, for Dr. Luca Montarello and the Indian Council for their amazing work in promoting this issue. As Eduardo said, often we forget about the smaller parts of biodiversity. And together, these are fundamental to our life support systems, to our agriculture. I think this report launched today will really help to increase awareness and understanding of this issue. Hopefully it will help us also make sure that soil biodiversity is part of the post-2020 global biodiversity framework that is currently being negotiated under the convention. Hopefully also it will raise the profile and the importance of soils in next year's UN conference on food systems. And also in all the other fora that are coming up next year, as well as the climate, the biodiversity COP, we have the climate COP and the desertification COP. Soils are fundamental to all of these issues. And also, as we are, as many have acknowledged, struggling at the moment with the COVID-19 pandemic, soils and biodiversity reminds us that we need to look after our planet, we need to look after our soil, we need to look at the interactions between human health, crop health, livestock health, and ecosystem health in order to meet all of these connected challenges. So again, congratulations to everyone involved in producing this report. Big thanks to FAO for convening today's celebrations. Thank you again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cooper. We've now reached the conclusion of our World Soil Day event. I'd like to again reiterate our thanks to all our keynote speakers and participants for their support and continued work on promoting the importance of our most valuable natural resource, soil, and of course to keep soil alive and protect soil biodiversity and save our future. Again, thank you, and I wish you all a very happy World Soil Day. Goodbye.
Thank you, Sila Wing. You are familiar with Lai or Wing?
Thin.
Wing.
Yeah.
Okay, great. See you.
Thank you, DG.
Thank you very much. Day.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you, ambassadors. Congratulations to all. Congratulations, Luca Montanarella, David, Eduardo, Vargas, Ronaldo. We cannot see him, but he's behind all of those. I think it has been a wonderful celebration and wonderful day to all. Thank you, DG, for being with us until the end.
Yeah.
So busy schedule.
I'm always serious, huh?
Thank you, DG.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maria Elena. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Ciao.
Thank you very much, all.
Thank you. And thank you to our facilitator. Well done.
Thank you all and happy World Soil Day.
Thank you, Laura.
Bye.
Ronald, we didn't see you. He removed the video.